No. Good morning. Good morning, Lynette. I'm still really congested, so if I sound a little froggy, I apologize. My hair is kind of all over the place. Good morning. I'm trying to pick out fabrics I need to make a bag that I'm going to be teaching, and I need to take pictures, which is going to be funny because I'm definitely going to have to put on makeup because my cheeks and my nose are red from being sick. Then my lips are really chapped from breathing through out of my mouth instead of my nose. So this is going to be interesting, and my hair is just like not cooperating with me at all today. Hi. Good morning. So I'm trying to do this noodle head pattern, and I'm the toughest thing for me to ever do is pick out fabrics because I play like Russian roulette with myself. I usually say things that are no one else is saying, but I imagine people are thinking, and I say it to myself, and it's not a healthy habit. I talked to my therapist about it. So, for example, I'm making this bag, right? I'm making the Yarrow from Noodlehead, and I have like four or five fabrics out. I have like a licensed Doctor Who that's like 6 years old and no longer any made, but it's actually licensed. I have a recycled like baby carrier from OSHA that has license. They have the license to make um Lord of the Rings stuff. I have scraps left of this quarter codge bluey. I have some Allison Glass, and then I have some licensed Star Wars. And then what I'll do is this. I automatically will try to go to the one that doesn't have any characters because I feel like a lot of people judge me and think that's all I am. Like my bags have the wow factor because I do nerdy bags. And I'm like constantly at war with myself. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Like you're trying to beat your last bag, but that's how I feel sometimes. And yeah, that's what I'm going through this morning. I've been like in my head since like 6 o'clock this morning. Good morning. Ooh, 1 degree there. Ooh, no, no, no. Stay, yeah, 40 degrees in Florida is like freezing. I can't see what our temperature is. There's snow on the ground and it's not melting, so and my husband has to they told him they need to be at work at 10, but we're not too sure if the plow came out and plowed through our townhouse complex. So this should be interesting when he hops in his car. His car is covered in snow. We de-snowed it not once but twice yesterday. So we have that. I'm feeling kind of better. I think whatever my daughter has had, I have definitely. It took her a while to shake it. I thought it was strep throat, but she kept telling me it wasn't. Because my daughter had, there was like, when COVID came out and they were both like, they were having like where there was no more school, right when they had no more school and everything had to be homeschooled, they both got strep throat, but then they kept getting it. And we found out my son was a carrier. And it was like a whole big thing. So my kids, like if they have strep throat, they're on it. They know exactly what the symptoms are, and they're like, "Dude, we got to go to the hot doctors so I can get on antibiotics." So she was like, "It's not that, but I can't explain it. I can't breathe out of my nose, but yet that I have post nasal drip, and my voice keeps fluctuating to like my normal voice into like a deeper voice, and sometimes into a squeak. Um, it's super fun. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Margie. It's just we all like when you hear people or read in Facebook or Instagram when people are saying we are our worst critics, that's not just something to like scroll by and roll your eyes. Really, if you sit down and you look at the people that you admire the most with bags, trust and believe they're judging everything on that bag. And I think that's why handmade is better than store bought because store bought is made through assembly lines or and people don't criticize what they have because they know they have the audience, they know they have the customers, they just need to crank out the bags. Versus us, we're trying to make a bag almost perfect to make sure that it sells. And we're scrutinizing down to the fabric, the colorways. Is it going to be wax canvas? Is it going to be vinyl? Is it going to be like waterproof canvas, water resistant canvas? What is that new one? Waterproof recycle cotton. Like we're like scrutinizing every little step, and that's why I feel like our bags are worth more, not because we're putting more hours in or not because we're putting better fabrics in. It's just that we actually are putting heart into it, if that makes sense. We're actually putting our artistry into it. And I'm not talking about materials, I'm talking about our mind, our heart, our souls. We're putting it into it. And I think that's what some people recognize and a lot of people don't. It's the same thing when you look at a person that paints or does pottery or does some kind of like art. They're not thinking, oh, I'm going to sell this piece for $2 million. In the thropes of making their artwork, they're giving their all. They're not like, "Hey, this is gonna be the next Van Gogh." Like, they're not doing that. They're, like, putting, "Does this color look good? Does this whatever?" So, we go through the same thing in bag making. I don't think we talk about it as much. You just hear, "Oh, we're our worst critics," but, like, how are you your worst critic? And how can like we talk everybody talk about it, and sometimes when you feel like other people are doing the same thing, then it becomes something normal, and you're not like, oh my god, I'm spiraling down a dark web of bad thoughts. Yeah, oh my, I think, well, I do think our mistakes sometimes are absolutely perfect. It's hilarious, sometimes we make mistakes and they wind up being the best feature in the bag. I know, I agree. We should not be too hard on ourselves. I think we put burdens that we don't need on us, but it's just how your it depends on how your mind plays. And again, my mind likes to one up the last bag I did, and I have no idea why I'm like that. But it was like the same thing when I was doing spelling bees or in speech and debate. It wasn't me trying to beat the person beside me. It was me trying to make a better debate with versus the old me, like the one that just had the debate last week. I have no idea why I'm like that. It's never competing with someone else. It's always competing with another version of me. Thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, it depends. Well, I love okay, so so I have a lot of secret things I like to watch on YouTube. Not like weird things. I like watching crime and murder mysteries, and my favorite things are when the DUI videos. I have no idea why I like watching those. It's just something I like to do because some of them go like 0 to 100 real quick, and you're just like, how long are they gonna be in jail for? And then some of them just, like, walk away scot-free, and you're like, "Wait, wait, wait, he assaulted a cop. This is his 5th DUI. How is he walking away?" And I don't know why I like that. I also like watching cooking channels, but I like when people, like, remake stuff from, like, the 1800s or the early 1900s. It is hilarious with, like, trying to get old-timey, like, ingredients for now. I have, like, a weird thing. I love watching people doing nails. Christine knows that. I always send her random people doing their nails. I don't know why. I can never do any of the nail styles like that, and I'm so intrigued with the people's art skills on doing it. It's a artistry. It's beautiful to me, and my other thing I like to watch is I do like to watch comedian skits or, like I like the Flag Guy right now. I think he's awesome, and we need more people like him on the internet. Um, so I also like to watch people in other countries make bags, not particularly US, but other countries. And so they'll sometimes show you factory workers for like major name brands. And some of these factory workers, it's like one-on-one bags. Like the people make 2 bags at the most that day, and everything is perfection. And it's like crazy, the crazy amount of skills, and they don't get paid anything. And then these bags sell for everything. And it's just, it kind of breaks your heart. Like these people like look at every single stitch. they when they back stitch, they pull the threads and go manually hand put the stitch into the back stitch so it's perfectly laid in. And it's just it is crazy. They're working on the same machines that we are. And they're binding without tools, like, they're just holding things down and easily doing it. It's like, how when am I gonna get that comfortable where I'm going to be able to do certain things like that? I love watching it like that, but it also breaks my heart because I'm like, to me, at the end of the day, the bag is worth what it is, especially if you see these workers that are doing it. But it breaks my heart because these workers are not getting paid what the bag is worth. They're getting not like pennies on thousands of dollars that they sell these bags for. And the bag is made by someone, and that's why the person wants it. And it's really crazy. I like watching factory worker bags, and I also like to watch there's this guy and this girl that it's like called Debunk, and they like to take apart bags. They find bags at like vintage sells, state sells, like Goodwill, and they'll take it apart to see if the bag is worth it. I love those kind of shows because I'm so curious what kind of stabilizers, what is used in it, and then from that, I'll sit with like a pen and paper and I'll sit there and write it down. And when I do that, then I'll start like researching different materials that they pulled out and see, do we have it here in the USA? Can I try it in a bag and go on and so forth? It sparks a whole plethora of ideas. And I think it's amazing that they have this stuff on the internet that we're able to see. Yeah, we need to definitely give ourselves some grace. Yeah, mine's is okay, so, like, during the Sally Tomato New Year's Eve so long, I finished my bag, and then for some odd reason, I before I put my lining inside okay, if the lining is on the outside and the exterior is in the inside before we birth it, I get it right every time. My mind cannot wrap around when the lining is in the inside, so the right side the exterior's right sides are in, and the right sides are out for the interior, and you push it in because the linings fits a little bit snugger, and they know that, so you have to put it into the interior of the bag, the exterior of the bag. My mind cannot process on which side I'm supposed to put the zipper, and every time I have to bust out my rip seam ripper, I will look at this bag and I'll second guess myself, and the first place I would position I want to place it is absolutely the correct way, and then I always second guess myself and do it the other way, and it's always wrong, always. So yeah, that is my Achilles right there. So anytime that a pattern says we are putting the lining in the inside of the interior, I'm like, damn it. God, no. Yeah, I don't know why I love murder mysteries. I have no idea. Yeah, there's a couple of destructions of bags. There's a husband and wife, and they go to estate sales like all over the US, and they are like the most awesome. And they'll tell you, like they have just deconstructed like Hermes, like all these high end brands, and they were saying that there's some of the leather is worth it. Like the leather is like high end, but what they put into the bag is not. And it's crazy. Okay, see? I think it's universal because all of our main people that we like get patterns from don't do that. So when I with Sally when Sally Tomato said that, I was like, "What do you want me to do?" And see, the thing was is I probably would have got it if I didn't do modifications. See, I went in there automatically modification up. Like I did a recessed zipper when it was like it's pouch style, and I was like, damn it. Question, the mini E lining looks too baggy. Again, I did answer you on that one. Is it the exterior or the interior? And is it the gusset? Because the of your can't be just the zipper, so it has to be the whole entire gusset. If it's the interior, you can just increase your stitches around. If it's the exterior, you might want to go back and check your pattern pieces to make sure they're absolutely correct. That gusset fits like chef's kiss. It fits absolutely perfect. I printed it from 2 different testing from, like, the original one and the second one. Interior zipper, not the gusset. The interior zip you have to finish completing the bag because the interior zipper is the whole bag has to come together. You have to put the gusset on the whole 9 yards before you put it on. You in order to put the interior piece around, you need the gusset. So once you have the gusset on the zipper and you put the interior pieces on, then it's no longer baggy. Yeah, because when you first have, like, the bridge, right? You make the bridge, and then all of a s the first and before you put the exterior gusset on, you put the interiors on, and then you cut it at a really weird seam allowance, which I always panic when we hit cut it down to 1/8 of an inch, and then but if did you put the interior pieces on? You couldn't put the interior pieces on unless you put the interior gusset on, and then that means that you put the interior pieces on, and once you have that all on together, it shouldn't be baggy at all. Okay, did you have your interior, uh, main pieces on, the gusset? Because that's what you're saying, like, my zipper's got baggy, it would have to be the whole gusset that's baggy. Yes, you have the gusset on? You how about you message me when you, after this because you realistically, you have to have the gusset on it, and then once you put the interior, um, pattern on there, then it's gonna be a little loose until you put the exterior on. You go into a wider seam allowance to make sure that it fits into there. Yeah, because it just has that one piece, you haven't put the exterior pieces on it yet. Once you put the exterior pieces, it's only the exterior pieces are gonna be the main part. Think about it, it's the bridge, which is an exterior, and then the zipper connects to the other exterior. Okay, so because if you look at the pattern, the exterior pieces are the only pieces that show on the outside, and the inside, it's just in the interior. Yeah. Definitely, reach out to me after this, and I can show you my bag, and now therefore, maybe it can help you. We can duo or do, what does Facebook do? Like, instant messaging thing that I can show you. Yeah. Yeah, so I planned on making this bad boy today, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I have, like, a fangirl crush on Noodlehead's patterns because they always come together so neatly. But I instead of doing it with wax canvas or whatever, I'm gonna do it with cotton, and hopefully my hair will like, feel what it's gonna do and I can take pictures. So, that's what I'm hoping. It doesn't have a lot. There's 2 pattern pieces in here. You can either do the wristlet or the pouch. I've seen this. I like the way that it has, like, a small zipper pocket, and then on the other side has credit card slots. Um, it looks like it'll be perfect for, like, a nice little wallet. I like the curve right here, and I think that's what makes it I think it's an advanced pattern. It's always interesting what people have for advanced and intermediate. 'Cause sometimes I'll think the simplest patterns are advanced, and people are like, "That's a beginning pattern." And then I'll think an advanced pattern is easy. It just everyone has, like, a different mindset. I s It's the Euro pattern from Noodlehead. The Euro pattern from Noodlehead. That one. So, I think the curve is what they considered advanced. That's the one I'm gonna be teaching in California, and, yeah, it has, like, a lot of little things to it, so I wanted to finish one up today. I haven't cut anything out, I just printed it out. It's not a whole bunch of paperwork. That's why I like Noodlehead. It's, like, 12 pages or 18 pages or 20 pages at the max. I think I have one of her patterns and it's, like, 12 pages. I'm like, "Okay." She doesn't have, like, picture by picture. They're more, like, black and white, like I don't wanna say drawings because the lines are perfect, so, like, I don't know, computer etching? I'm assuming? Oh my god. So I wanna kinda go with the Lord of the Rings one because I just think it would look really pretty, like, because it has that woven. I'll show you. Alright, so I showed you the corticage, which everyone loves Bluey. Let's see. Um, okay, as you see like the dragons and then like the bear. It's like not in your face, Lord of the Ring, but I thought this would be really pretty for that. Like I would have to capture just like one main scene, but and like I could do with the elvish writing on the bottom. I don't know. I thought it would be like a great material to have. And I thought if I did one side with the blue and something drastic more on the other side with the pink, it'll look like two different wallets. Give it that kind of weird Harley Quinn thing where like it won't be two sides blue. So that's what I thought, and then try to capture the elvish writing that's on the top, and then there's Smog. There's this. I don't know. I love this fabric, and I know they had. Anytime they have a sale and I get alerted, I always have to be like, "You can't. You do not need to buy more. You do not need to buy more." But I was thinking something like that. I thought it would be really pretty. And it's elegant enough where I think if I post it in the group to say this is what I'm teaching, somebody won't be offended like, "Oh my god, you're doing nerdy fabric." But at the same time, a real nerd will be like, "Dude, is that Smog? Is that Lord of the Rings?" So, that's what I'm hoping. Happy New Year's. Go with it. It's from Scotland, from Osha. It really is pretty material. Oh yeah, I love noodlehead patterns. Like every time I secretly ask to teach or do a video or a live with it, I'm like, she's gonna say no. She's gonna say no, and she always says yes. She's really quite nice. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, every time because I have a lot there. I have the Evening Star. There's so many. I have the Doors of Durian is my favorite, but it's meant for like a bigger bag. And I was like looking at it because it's like blue and pink. And normally I just don't think those two colors go well with each other, but somehow they made them look like fantastic. And I'm like, I will get you on a bag. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna then I could just probably do like a lighter color for the interior, just like a solid, and go from it. And then maybe for the wristlet, I can cut out a really nice leather strap and have it for that, like a brown or light brown strap, and then I can cut it out and put it together. It'll look really classy. So that's what I'm kind of going for. So yeah, that's what my plans are today. The kids have no school today, so I have to wake them up though because chances are they're gonna have school tomorrow, and if they keep sleeping in, it's gonna be really hard to wake them up tomorrow. Um, so I need to wind my bobbins on my Bernina, and I'm sewing this on my domestic because I want to make sure that this is tangible because most people are bringing their machines or renting a machine, and I want to make sure that it can sew up on domestic without an issue. I think it will be no problem because again, and the Noodlehead, the designer, sews on a domestic as well as a straight stitch machine. She has no industrials. um, I just want to make sure, and so that way I can document if there's any hiccups, like, okay, you may need a hump jumper here, or this is where you need to be a little bit more cautious or trim back your seam allowance here. I can be able to help people. I'm probably going to make a couple of these on my domestic to make sure that I can be able to convey to anyone out there that's taking my class exactly if there's any issues with a domestic and how we can overcome it. Um, I know I got asked a couple times about teaching stuff. That is something I do recommend. I'm not like a be all know all teacher because I'm fairly new myself. But if you're going to teach something, make sure that you kind of master it. Don't make it once and be like, yeah, I got this. Make it a lot of different times. Make it with a lot of different materials because chances are you're going to get students that come in with water resistant canvas or vinyl, cork, or whatever, and you just need to kind of guide them into like what kind of materials do you think it goes works better with this for their machines because all machines are not built alike and the worst thing possible is having someone in your class that is one falling behind or two getting frustrated because their materials are not working with their machines, especially with this dip because when you're sewing this curve you need your bag to be flexible because when you top stitch your bag needs to be flexible because you're not going to be able to lay it flat, you're going to squish one side. So just get into that. Is your classes published somewhere? Like I have Patreon where we have private classes that I teach modifications for, but on my channel here that you're on, if you can look in through it, I have tons and tons of videos from like Ora Rosa, Noodlehead, and they're just strictly by the book. There's no modifications. The reason why I don't do modifications on that channel is when I first started this channel and I would alter something, there was quite a few people that got upset because they wanted the pattern just how it is, and that's what made me create my Patreon platform where I can teach other people how to modify things and or work a quote unquote quote advanced pattern like the hitchhiker. Um, that's what we do. We do that over there. But if you're looking for just like regular classes that on my channel, I have everything from like by Annie to like Aura Rosa to I got everything. I have a little thing Toby Styles. I think I have a little bit of everything. I have a lot of videos on both. Oh, thank you, Margie. Thank you, Julie. Oh no, so California, there's gonna be on in September 11th through the 14th, SAC Bag Sew Expo in Sacramento. And there's a lot of teachers that are coming down to teach through that weekend. There's a lot of phenomenal teachers. You have like Jess from So Many Creations, Chris from Simply Classic. There are a plethora. Tara from Creations are all coming down and they're going to be teaching at this expo. The one thing I haven't been to teach at a lot of expos. I've only taught at one other expo, but the one thing I do notice with this expo that's a little bit different are the classes are 4 hours. So it really gives you time to finish your bag. And that to me is priceless because there's nothing more frustrating than someone taking your class and not like finishing your bag because that you came there to sew and to finish, and we do know every sewist has their own time like so not everyone's going to finish, but you want the majority of your class to finish. No worries. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'll post a picture tonight if I'm done with it. If not, you'll see it tomorrow morning. But thank you for helping me choose a fabric. I was second guessing myself, and now I just got to pick out some cool leather for the accent pieces. But I think this one's cool. You guys need to give it a shot because credit card slot plus zipper pocket. I just think that is so cool. Like, so credit card slot, and then this is a zipper pocket. That's the pouch. That one's smaller, but I just think that that's a really cool thing. I'm trying to see how big it is, if it could fit my phone. I'll let you know. Because you know how it is. As the years progress, the bigger our phones get. It was crazy because I remember when cell phones came out, the smaller your phone was, the cooler you were. Man, remember the razors? I'm just saying. I didn't have the pink razor. My mom did. I wasn't a fan of it, but yeah. I did have a Motorola two-way pager. I'm aging myself right now. Um, so I will talk to y'all later. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Stay warm. And again, please check on the people that are a little bit elderly around you to make sure they're okay. And just to check up on them. If they're not answering, do a call for a wellness checkup. Just it's better safe than sorry. Okay? I will talk to y'all later.